This video I want to speak about Western influence in China. There's a recent article that I read about where they're saying like there's like these fast food restaurants that have been created in China from Western influence, and then a lot of Chinese people are they're losing business because a lot of Chinese people are preferring to live to eat healthier. So like places like McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and all these unhealthy fast food restaurants that have been developed in China are starting to lose business, and the Chinese people are starting to become more valuing health, and some of these restaurants might be closing down. And I see that this to be a symbol where it's like the influence between like West and East and then East and West. In China or in Chicago, for example, or some in America, there's gonna be like Chinese restaurants and like Chinatowns where they come in and then they start influencing Westerners. So you got the East that influenced the West, and then you got the West that influenced the East. The West is trying to influence the East as far as like the Chinese concerned, influencing them to eat hot dogs and hamburgers and fried chicken and all that stuff. And then the Chinese are starting to realize that this is not good for us, and we're not going to eat this stuff anymore. And I see similar thing when it comes to martial arts. The West is more about like boxing, wrestling, UFC, cage fighting, and that's like a violent, unhealthy expression in the martial arts. And then the East is more like martial arts training, like wushu, tai chi, jeet kune do, something more artistic. So you got the Eastern influence over the West, and you got the Western influence over the East. And sometimes things will be popular at some point in time, but through time it could change. So just like, to me, I liken the fast food, the Western influence of the fast food is likened to like combat sport. Like it might be popular at the time being, but eventually that popularity can fade. And then the Chinese people don't want to be influenced by that anymore. So that goes along with fast food, junk food, alcohol, combat sport, and then something more healthy like organic foods, fruits, vegetables, real martial arts, art, dance, singing. And like the East could have a influence over the West, and then the West could start changing to become more Eastern. And I see that is a potential, and of something that could happen. Like where globally people could start valuing things that are better for their health, not just in what they eat, but also what they choose to entertain themselves by. Because there's a difference between like watching like people fighting, in combat sport, opposed to just like watching a talent show or watching a movie, or playing a video game. I feel that people should be more influenced and gravitated towards healthier expressions in body, mind, and spirit. And with this shift and change, when it shows people actually preferring to eat healthier other than eating junk food, that's a big indication. It shows that there's hope for the society, hope for humanity to choose a better way.